Yes, well known, so I'm here in the hot seat. I am here today with a movie producer, um, Roy Anderson, who just came out with a very interesting documentary about Marcus Garvey. And we want to talk about that today. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. And Lonesome, it's a pleasure to be on your show today. So it's an honor, and thanks for having me.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Can you give the viewers some rundown why you decided to do a documentary on Marcus Mosiah Garvey?
All right. Well, first off, I got to give thanks to Julius Garvey. That's the junior Garvey, the youngest son of Marcus Garvey. So what happened is, if we backtrack about maybe, say, about 8 years ago, 8, 9 years ago, I was just finishing up this film on Queen Nanny of the Maroons. And Dr. Garvey saw my first film, and on the strength of that, he approached me and he said, "Listen, um, it's going to be 2014 is going to be the 100th anniversary of the UNIA, which is Marcus Garvey's organization." And he said, I would love for you and I to partner up, to do a film about my father."
Yes,
And um, Lonesome, I tell you, my head just swelled up when he asked me that. I said, he can't be asking me this. I mean, who am I? I'm not Steven Spielberg or Spike Lee or something like that. But the fact of the matter is, um, he wanted to work with me. But, I was so disappointed that I said to him, "Listen, Dr. Garvey, I'm working on a film right now. And this is the kind of person that I am. When I'm working on a project, I like to give it my full 100%. And if I can't give it my full 100%, then that's not fair to me. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to whomever I'm engaged with." So I said, "Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pass on this. I can't do it." I was disappointed. I know he was disappointed as well, right? But as luck would have it, Queen Nanny got finished, and then me and Dr. Garvey we reconnected a couple of years later, and we started to discuss, the framework for what would be uh, um, a full-scale examination of the life of his father. And the way that I saw it in the beginning, having Dr. Garvey involved, I was thinking about a title, something like Marcus Garvey, A Son's Story. I thought that was appropriate, looking at Marcus Garvey through the eyes of his son, right?
oh,
But as things would happen, and this is what goes on all the time, in the film industry. Um, I became the main driver for this project. It was no longer Dr. Garvey and I; it was just me, and decided to rename the project Marcus Garvey: The Untold Story.
yes.
And then finally, you saw the film earlier today.
Yes.
We settled on African Redemption: The Life and Legacy of Marcus Garvey. Right?
Yes. Yes.
So you might wonder, why that title? Why this thing redemption in the title? Right?
Yes. Yes.
And Marcus Garvey, I mean, his whole entire life was dedicated to the project of redeeming Africa. Who he saw as like the birthplace of civilization, right?
Yes.
So if you go back and you look at the history books, anything that's been written about Africa, anything that you read about Africa, you see on television, it's this dark continent uh, with
That's
all
true.
these un- with all these uncivilized people there.
Yes. Yes.
They got to depend on the white knight flying in to come and save them. Tarzan going in and saving the folks in the jungle, right?
Well, you just make a speech about this Tarzan. Even the Tarzan that they use and show us in the movie is this white guy in Africa moving in all these animals. Not a black guy in Africa, but a white guy can control all these animals with like superhuman superpowers. And
Yes.
an animal listen to him swinging and whisk. A white guy
Hmm.
say everything great. They portray themselves like that, eh? Yes. I just said Tarzan. putting it in
Yes,
that way.
man.
Yes.
And you know the funny thing is, so sad
Yeah.
that our people buy into this. Some of our people buy into this.
Yeah.
The outsiders, whether they're Europeans, whether they're from another continent, they look at them as their savior. They don't internalize,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
this was at the core of what Marcus Garvey was all about, right? He came on, you know, this 5'7", I don't know, 170, 175 pound man steps on the ladder during the Harlem Renaissance and in the late 19s and says to the black folks, "You are a new Negro," right? I mean, in a sense, he was saying black is beautiful before it became popular in the 60s, right?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, these folks were beaten down for so long. I mean, hundreds of years of slavery. They brought them over to America. I mean, they got their culture, they got their memory, they got so many things beaten out of them, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
you got this Jamaican from St. Anne's Bay stepping onto the world stage and saying to those men, listen, you can beat your chest. No need for you to look down on the sidewalk when you're walking past the folks of the other color. You're just as good as them, if not better. This is
True.
what he was preaching, right?
Yes. Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
And that's why Marcus Garvey was not well liked by a certain segment of the population, should I say, or should I be more specific?
Yes.
A certain segment of the black population.
That's true.
Let's bring up W.E.B. Du Bois. Let's bring up A. Philip Randolph, who gave up his ladder to Marcus Garvey at 135th and Lenox Avenue. These are
Mm.
the folks that afterwards were, I mean, this guy stole their shine.
Mm. But I noticed in the film, after he get arrested, after they prison him, a lot of these guys they came back and write, for his release. They turned to
Isn't
him.
that something?
Yes.
Isn't that something?
Yes. Yes.
And if you think about it, you know, Marcus Garvey's number one nemesis, Harvard educated W.E.B. Du Bois. You know where he's
Yes.
buried?
Where?
He's buried in Africa, right?
You see
How
that?
ironic is that, right?
Oh yeah. Buried
Uh,
in.
Another guy who jeered him when he used to go on the ladder at Speaker's Corner in London, George Padmore, the great Pan-Africanist George Padmore.
Yes.
Where is he? Where is he resting in peace?
In Africa also?
Absolutely, my brother, in Accra, Ghana, right?
Yeah.
Again,
Mm.
how ironic that, I mean, this man who would preach back to Africa and hold this thing about African redemption was never able to set foot on the continent of Africa because they were so afraid of him,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's just an amazing story. And if I can just wrap it up for you in a bow tie, the reason why I decided that I was fully behind, you know, telling the story of Marcus Garvey is
Mm.
that, you know, this man has been presented in not too positive light, and I'm putting it kindly,
Yes. Yes.
both on film and the way he's presented by scholars, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you know, as a matter of fact, a young gentleman who was attending UWI that I interviewed for the film, when I was asking him what's his thoughts about Marcus Garvey, and basically all he was telling me was his parents' thoughts, right? And he
Yes.
said, "Oh yeah, my mother told me that yeah, Garvey was this guy that used to rip off people. He was a shyster."
All right. Make I answer something to you. Make I answer that for you, right?
Yes.
In Jamaica, among our people, right? In Jamaica, people don't read or study for themselves. They go by hearsay. Hearsay. So that means if someone come and said, lonesome not good because lonesome do that, they don't go and do their own research. They spread it around
Hmm.
because you hear what they just say. His mom told him. That guy goes around and rip off people. Instead,
Yes.
if mom tell him that, instead, you're old enough now. You grow up. You do a little research
Yes.
and find out if it's true or it's a heresy or something. They don't do that. They just continue to spread it around, and that
Right.
that is the problem in our population. Them hear something, them just continue to spread it out when it's bogus, or when it's false. We have a problem with that. Yes, man.
It's very important for us to control the narrative, right?
Yes.
Especially, people like you and I. We're fortunate to have we're in a position that we can shape people's minds,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Far too often people have been telling you what's wrong or what's right. People have been telling our story, right?
Hmm.
And
That's
they're always gonna tell the story based on the lens from which they're looking from, right?
yeah. To
Their
suit
rose,
their self. To suit their self.
right,
Yeah. To make them look good,
right.
not us. Yes.
So if you look at the experiment that they've had over the years, especially with young black children, especially girls, growing
Yes.
up in America and in Canada, and the whole experiment about the black doll and the white doll, right? And then they ask her, "Can you show me the beautiful doll?" And which one do they point to, Lonesome?
The white one.
And why do they do that?
Because this is the brainwash teaching from morning. From this is just from day one. A matter of fact, they use the Bible in a brainwash way. They show you the savior is a white man with blue eye, and then the devil is black with all on. So it make you feel okay. We are not beautiful. We are not. That's why you have a lot of our people nowadays want to bleach.
Right.
Yes, still the melanin keep you away from like the skin cancer and everything. White black people are great, but a lot of people now rather to bleach and hurt themselves because them don't feel proud of who they are. Eh? That's
Marcus
true.
Garvey had something to say about that.
Yes,
He
yes.
said the black skin is not a badge of shame,
Mm,
but I believe I may be wrong, but he said it's a glorious symbol of African something. This was Marcus Garvey. This is what he preached, right? For you
yes,
not to be ashamed of the color of your skin, but to be proud
that's
of it,
true. And,
right?
and and if you look now, right? People making bed suntan beds. They try to, because the melanin, white people, they have to have thing because the sun and skin cancer and all kind of things, and black people don't look into themselves and said no, so we are beautiful. Yeah, man, we're perfectly made, man. But
Yes,
them don't put up themselves because what them doing this for centuries. Then you have Hollywood come in now. And when Hollywood come in, they portray a black man as like you're the villain, always the villain and all kind of things. Black people and them grow up with these kind of things. Even in our country, we have classism by our own security forces because
yes,
you're poor, you don't depends on where you live. You don't have no money, you look too dark, your clothes don't look too clean. You're a criminal
hmm hmm
in their eyes, in their head. Say classism and racism is like one up the other. Like both same thing. You
yeah,
know,
they coexist. Yes,
classism because them look down on you because the poorness and thing, but it's like one up both. Like the same thing. Yeah. Hmm.
and Wayne. I mean, these were the people who were attracted to Marcus Garvey in the United States, right?
Yes.
The folks who are at the very lowest strata in the ladder. I mean, in Marcus Garvey, they saw hope,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
He said, "Up, you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will." That's what he
Yes.
said, right?
Yes. Yes.
This was over 100 years ago,
No.
and I tell you, I think that mantra still holds to this day,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I mean, look what happened. I mean, um, Barack Obama may not have exonerated Marcus Garvey. But I think if not for Marcus Garvey, there might not have been a Barack Obama, right?
Yeah. And we're not discrediting neither Booker, what's his name again?
Booker T.
Booker,
Washington,
Booker T. Because I
Marcus Garvey's
noticed
hero.
Booker T,
Yes,
you know, Marcus Garvey really, you know, analyzed Booker T.
yes, that was the man he
One
looked
of his
up to.
hero. One of his
Yes,
hero.
yes,
Yes.
man, yes, man. And then not just, I mean, I can drop names. I mean, not just Barack Obama, but folks like Martin Luther King when he visited
Yes.
the epitaph of Marcus Garvey back in the 64 or 65.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he said this was a man who gave the Negroes a sense of they were somebody, right?
Yes.
He
Yes.
acknowledged the greatness of Marcus Garvey, right? Malcolm
Yes.
X acknowledged the greatness of Marcus Garvey. Nelson Mandela, the whole, I mean, just how the African National Congress was formed in South Africa. A lot of it was based on some of the tenets and the principles of the UNIA,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of former Gold Coast, now Ghana.
Mm.
Marcus Garvey was his hero. Look at all the symbols, right?
Yes.
Independence Square is also called Black Square.
Yes.
The football team is called the Black Stars, right?
Yes. Yes.
You got the Black Star and the Ghanaian flag. How much more you need there, right?
Yeah.
I
And
mean, if you look,
in Jamaica is the musician, you know, Rastafari and the musician. That's why reggae music is a powerful tool. And you
yes,
know, when I see you know, the government, you know, try to, you know, put a lid on our mouths, not to, you know, sing certain things and do certain things or do your reggae music. They rather the slack kind of things and support that. Because you notice you have government ministers supporting some porn thing, right? But you know, you come with the culture thing that they want to put a lid on it. Because of Rastafarian and the artists and the music, it spread a lot of, you know, the message of Garvey, not the government, but the
but
music.
you saw from watching the film that, I mean, I didn't shy away from giving credit to Rastafari because
I saw
they
that.
they really and truly, I think by a large part, if not for Rastafari, Garvey's message would not reverberate as much as it does today, right? Burning Spear, Bob
Yes.
Marley,
So you see reggae
Steel
music,
Pulse.
and this is the same music you're talking about now.
Yes, sir.
But the music carry the message. The music
Yes.
very powerful tool because it carry the message globally,
Yes,
right?
man. I mean, one of Marcus Garvey's famous songs has got some quotes from Marcus Garvey's speech in Nova Scotia in 1937. We must
Mm.
emancipate ourselves from mental slavery.
That's Bob
Remember
Marley.
ourselves.
Yes, yeah, redemption song. Yes.
Everybody believe that's Bob Marley's words, right?
Yeah, and he used a lot of Selassie word also, the Emperor word
Exactly.
also.
So,
Bob
but you know,
Marley.
we give thanks to Bob Marley
Yes.
for helping to get that out there, right?
Yeah.
To get that out to the
The
masses. Where
same, you know, and don't forget the mighty diamonds. They do a lot of things. Marcus
yes,
Garvey prophesy say, man, I go find them back behind the walls of yet a bitter when the right time come. You know, rest in
yes,
peace, Tabby.
yes,
You know, my good, that's my brother, man. Tabby Diamond,
yeah,
Bonnie Diamond, rest
yes.
in peace. Yeah,
No, man. I
they
mean,
do some real songs, man.
give thanks to
Yeah.
all these reggae musicians, you know, and again, you know, also
Yes,
I got to give a shout out to Third World.
yes,
Um, you know, they contributed to this film without asking a penny from me, right?
yes.
That's how much they believed in the film and also supporting Marcus Garvey's work. And Steel Pulse, who
Steve,
also contributed to the film, right? Especially,
David Hines and the crew.
yes, man,
Yes, man.
yes. And you saw David Hines in the film. I mean,
Yes,
he was
yes,
waxing eloquently on camera, you know, just breaking
yes,
it down,
yes,
right?
yes, man.
Right?
So tell me something now.
Yes.
Because we want the audience and we want the fans, them and other people to, you know, give it a rundown when the film release,
Right.
or where, you know, where they can go and see the film and everything like that. Can you give me some rundown on it?
All right. So um, we had the world premiere last September at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival in September,
Yes.
and since then we've been playing the film festival circuit. I mean, that's generally the route that most films that are newly well, not released, but just newly finished. You know, they try and go the film festival route to try and attract sales agents and distribution, right?
Yes.
So the film is in the hands of a very reputable sales agent right now, trying to attract some buyers, right?
Yes. Yes.
A few of the high-profile streamers, for whatever reason, have taken a pass at this film, but I'm very positive, very,
Yeah.
very positive that this film is going to find a home eventually. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So coming up, we have a very high-profile screening this coming Saturday in Los Angeles at the Pan African Film Festival.
Yes.
So if any of your viewers out there are in LA, it's going to be streaming at the Cinemark Baldwin Hills Theater at 6 p.m. next week, Saturday, April 30th, right?
Okay, good.
And I can tell you also that the film is going to screen that very day too in Martinique.
Okay, good.
Yes, man, with French subtitles and a French dub of the
Oh,
narration. Yes, man.
okay, good. Good.
And it's going to make its way eventually to French Guyana, right?
Okay, good. Good. Good.
And for folks in Tanzania,
So
the film is going to
before you
go
say
ahead.
anything else, when you going when you play, you talk to the Carib Cinema, anyone yet from the Palace Amusement or something for scream it in Jamaica.
Well,
I mean,
that's up to my sales agent, to have those discussions. He hasn't had the discussion yet with Palace, but I mean, I think, and you saw the film, that it will be a perfect
beautiful,
film for them to show there, right?
Yes, yes, beautiful.
What happened was last year around Heroes Day, my wife and I presented the film as a gift to the government of Jamaica for a one-time screening on TVJ and PBCJ, and
Yes.
we got very good response, right? So this was not a release on television per se, but it was just a one-time thing, honoring our heroes. So I don't know when the film is going to be able to be on television again in Jamaica. It all depends on how conversations go with sales agent and distribution, right? Which is out of my hand. I'm the filmmaker.
They should talk to you people at CVM. Them should.
Yeah.
Them
Yes.
should.
Right. So I'm the filmmaker. I'm the builder of the house. I build a house, and I hope that people are going to come and occupy the house, right? If I can make that analogy,
we encourage that. Yes, yes.
Right. But I feel very encouraged that before too long, that this film is going to find a home. I don't know where. I think you were mentioning that when we talked earlier, that this is something that should be on Discovery or something like that. Right?
It should, because because Discovery, run it over and over. That's a perfect documentary piece. I'm telling you. I watch Discovery. Those are my channel. History Channel. Discovery and this channel. I'm telling you, History Channel, Discovery, same thing. It must find a home somewhere there, man.
Yeah, well, you saw the film. What did you think of it? What did you think of it?
No, overall, I give you that's I mark. That's I grade, because you start from its birth, come right up, and I'm telling you, excellent. I see you put something in it, in the film, that a lot of people don't even know. When Marcus Garvey went to the Ku Klux Klan, and they have this question, I know about it, but I don't even mention it because you have enough people, Rastafari, them don't know about these things. And I see you don't leave out all these details, and I say, wow, good, excellent.
Something, my brother.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I had to put the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent in there.
No, man, that's beautiful, because I know about it. My friend was talking just, I think, a few weeks ago. We're talking about the same thing, right? With the same Ku Klux Klan and the meeting and everything. But first I even I'm talking, mention it and hear like they say, right. Yeah, he went and he meet the Ku Klux Klan, and they have, I never even do that, because you have some people never hear that yet, even of Rasta. I said, Marcus, right, go and meet Ku Klux Klan leader to do what? Repatriate black people, and them one black people come. Mine is because our people them mine shape. So I love that you put everything in it. You don't leave out nothing. You just catch a part of everything and put in it. And next thing you put in it, both his wife, because they have the same name and the same first name. You get all
Amen.
that too. You get
Yes.
more. That it put together properly. Yeah,
Hmm.
man. That's high mark.
Thank
Very
you.
high mark. What
Thank
about
you.
people to see it, man? It's a
Thank you.
must.
Thank you.
I'm encouraging,
Yes.
all the people who don't see this yet. They're gonna watch it over and over again. Yeah, man.
I,
Very.
I mean, I
Yeah,
mean, what I was hoping, with the film, well, number one, I'd love for people to be educated. So I think,
I'm telling you, man. That's yeah,
and I want them to be entertained as well, too,
yes.
right?
Well put together.
Um,
Yeah,
and as
man.
you said, I mean, there's some things in there that they probably didn't know about
I'm
Marcus
telling you.
Garvey's history, right?
I'm telling you because you put Booker T there and then the other guy, the Mohammed guy there who, Marcus
Hmm.
Garvey always look up on that guy
Yes, in
also.
England. Yes, yes.
You do an excellent job.
Thank you, my
Excellent
brother.
job. Yeah, man.
Thank you, thank you,
Excellent
thank
job.
you.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to just try and touch as much as possible. Plus, I also wanted to bring the film just tied into the current situation now, right?
Yes, yes.
Not just in America, but around the world.
Good. Yeah, yes,
The
yes.
Black Lives Matter movement and so forth,
I
right?
see it touch. I'm telling you that film,
Yes.
people need to watch that film. It need to
Well,
find a home that people can get to watch it. Yeah?
yes, man. No,
Yeah,
no, no.
man.
That's gonna happen
Let
eventually. I mean,
agent to talk to Netflix. A lot of people watch it and discover it. Talk to them, man. A lot
they're
of
talking.
people.
I need for you to talk to these guys,
No, man,
and
we
just
have to do something, man. We have to push that film. We have to even
yes.
get a little. You know what? I have to talk back to you again. I must.
Uh-huh.
And you need to get me, some little, what they call it, some small clips that I can,
Some little snippets.
yeah,
Yes.
some snippets that I can preview and
Yes.
show the people, okay, this, maybe a 2 minutes there and a 2 minutes here and,
Yes.
a couple of those
Yes.
important parts.
Yeah, man.
A matter of fact, I should have it that I'm talking to you now that I can just flash it. But the next time, we do that the
Absolutely.
next time.
No,
Yes,
like no time like the present.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, man.
But like I was saying before, with the screenings, we got a lot of screenings coming up on the African continent in
That's good.
Tanzania and Zanzibar on Juneteenth. Is the day they're looking at for the African premiere of the film,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Marcus Garvey never made it to Africa, but his film is going to make it there. So I can
yes,
just imagine that screening, and they're going to screen it under the African stars at an old fort there in Zanzibar.
yes,
So
yes.
I'm very proud of that. Myself, I'm not going to be able to make that screening, but someone is going to be there in my stead, right?
Okay, representing. Okay, good.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. And of course, I mean, we're going to have two big screenings in Toronto in August as part of Jamaica 60, right?
Oh, wonderful.
And we're working on a big screening in New York City. I can't say the venue because it hasn't been we haven't been given 100%
Finalize. Okay.
finalized yet, right? But it's going to be a major screening, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
we got places like Martha's Vineyard Film Festival where Barack Obama got a summer home. We're going to be up there in August as well, right? We're going to be
yes,
in DC in June. We're going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to be in San Francisco. We're going to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
yes,
Um, I mean, we're going to be so many places, but I mean, it's mostly festival screenings, right? And some
yes, yes.
special event screenings. But as far as coming to your television set or to your streamer, I would just say, watch out. We're coming soon. We're coming soon.
Yeah, man.
We're
You
coming
need to,
soon.
you need to set up this because they need to see this.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
They need to see this. Yeah, man. This very beautiful, 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 put together, beautiful, 100%. Yeah,
Thank you,
beautiful,
thank
man.
you.
I,
And
I'm telling the people them this, right? They're gonna see a lot of things in this way. Well, maybe the surprising to them. Them just learning about this, learning about that. I just mentioned couple of these parts. Yeah, beautiful, man, beautiful. Well put
and
together.
what I can say is that I mean, in the film, and you saw it. I mean, I have some of the top Garvey scholars in the
I
world,
saw that.
right?
I saw that also. Yeah.
Professor Sir Hilary Beckles,
Yes.
Professor Rupert Lewis,
Yes.
Carolyn Cooper.
Yes.
Um, I think most folks would know about Fred Hampton, the gentleman who got assassinated by the authorities in his Chicago apartment in the
Yes.
in the 60s. So I have his son who's in this documentary. Fred
Yeah.
Hampton Jr., right? I have a white supremacist
Yes.
friend of Donald Trump that's in this movie.
Yeah.
So I got to give different perspectives, right?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Tell me something
Sean
though.
Paul is in it.
No, I saw that. I saw that. I saw David. I saw that. I saw them. Tell me something. How long you take to put all this together? To do the shooting, the the reactment and everything. How long you take to put it together? Whole
Let me
film.
see. We started filming August 2017,
Yes.
and I think the last interview that we did, it was a reshoot, was sometime in I think 2020, about January, February 2020, right?
Because I see
But
all over the place. I know
yes,
you
man.
take, yeah. I see
Yeah,
you
I
take
mean we.
cover all over the place. I said,
I
well,
mean, to bring justice to Marcus Garvey's story, my as a filmmaker, my style is to be, in the locations, to be in the environment where the story took place. So I
yes,
had to go to Costa Rica.
yes,
I had to go to London.
yeah,
I had to go to Nova Scotia where Garvey did his speech, right?
yes,
Had to go to Toronto. Definitely can't leave out Harlem. Had to go to
yes,
Ghana. All those places. It's all part of telling the story and just talking to people who, in one way or the other, were directly or indirectly touched or involved with Marcus Garvey.
yes,
That was what really helped me to tell the story. And I think more than anything else, what helped me to tell the story was an actor named Paul H. Williams, who's also a writer for the Jamaica Gleaner. If you
yes,
look at him, you swear you're looking at Marcus Garvey. Am I correct?
yes, you're true. That's true. That's true.
Right?
Yes, man. That's true.
You know, this was his first role as an actor,
Oh, so you're the one who enrolled him to
right?
do that part.
Yes.
You choose him.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I mean, for me, the optics and perception is very, very important. So if someone that's looking like Marcus Garvey is convincing, then obviously I find that the story will be more convincing for people who are watching the movie,
Yeah,
right?
that's good. That's good. That's. I'm telling you, that's good.
And and
Yeah, man.
um
Beautiful, beautiful, man.
and Wayne, it all came out of my pocket.
Wow. Yeah.
It all came out of my pocket, and I wouldn't. I'm not. I wouldn't do it any other way. I have no regrets. The story had to be told,
Yeah, man. Wonderful piece.
right?
This will go down in history. This is
I
this
hope
is a
so.
history. I know so.
Yes.
It's like, yes, man. You're gonna go down
People
in
are
history.
saying that this is the definitive story on Marcus Garvey, right?
Yeah.
And if I can be so bold as to say, I'll accept that. I
Right.
didn't say that; they did, right?
Oh,
And folks like you who watch the film, I mean,
that's
you
right.
saw the story that I was trying to tell.
I'd say you start from A and you done it at Z. At Z.
Yes, yes.
Good, good. Good. Put the package together.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Wonderful
And
work.
and
I,
and
I,
when
I,
this is released,
I definitely. I have to talk to you again because I want
yeah,
to talk
man.
to you about that nanny. I never get to see that nanny thing. I need to see that nanny story also. So
Yeah,
this one
there's a
interesting.
lot of controversy right now, but we'll get into that the next time we talk.
Yeah, definitely. And we're gonna talk again. Yeah,
That's it. That's the
definitely.
cliffhanger. That's the cliffhanger.
All right, no problem.
My
But maybe
pleasure, my brother.
that little snippet, that little snippet that with the movie with the
Yes.
some little that I can show. We need to show some people.
No, no. I'll make sure you get that. And if I can just throw it out there, anybody want to follow what we're doing, just
Yes,
go to garveythemovie.com so they can keep track of what we're doing. Garveythemovie.com. Right?
GarveyTheMovie.com.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, lovely.
Been a pleasure
Yes,
and an
man.
honor to be
Right.
being with you.
All right, my brother. Take care.
All right. All
All
right.
right.
Bless.
Yes.
Respect. All
Bye.
right.